Genetic changes that cause cancer can be inherited from our parents. They can also arise during a person's lifetime as a result of errors that occur as cells divide or because of damage to DNA caused by certain environmental exposures. Cancer-causing environment exposures include substances such as the chemicals in tobacco smoke and radiation, such as ultraviolet rays from the sun. Each person's cancer has a unique combination of genetic changes. As the cancer continues to grow, additional changes will occur. Even within the same tumor, different cells may have different genetic changes. In general, cancer cells have more genetic changes, such as mutations in DNA, than normal cells. Some of these changes may have nothing to do with the cancer. They may be the result of the cancer rather than its cause.
Well, viewers, you're welcome to the concluding part of our expose on the disease called cancer. It is a very, very important assignment for you and I to get informed, and of course for us to know, what do we need to do? How would you know whether you got cancer or not? Or would you just say, it's not my portion? It's good that it's not your portion nor mine, but we need to do the needful. And today we have the gentleman that I spoke with last week, and they are Dr. Emmanuel Aborisade, a medical practitioner and consultant. Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
And also we have Mr. Debo Adefolaju, a social commentator, and he represents the voice of the people. You're welcome again.
Excellent.
I know, gentlemen, that quite a lot of our people have died in relation to cancer. There was a time we lost a former vice president of this country. We lost quite a lot of top government functionaries, captains of industry, admirals, generals, governor's wife, politicians, former chief executives, former DGs. We do know we've lost quite a lot of people. And that's why it must be of concern to every one of us. In actual fact, I hear people say cancer does not know the rich from the poor.
Yes.
It does not differentiate. This brings me to the story of Angelina Jolie. Mr. Adefolaju, can you share with us this experience?
Angelina Jolie is amongst those renowned, world-renowned actress, American. Her grandmother and her mother died of breast cancer at a very early age, 30 or early 40s. If you look at it, if you juxtapose her situation to the Nigerian experience, her response should have been, it was the portion of those two old women. It's not my portion. What she did actively was to look at it from a different prism. And that prism is genetically accept that, do the necessary tests, genetic tests, and find out whether she is highly predisposed to ending up the same way as her forebears. She found out that she's highly predisposed because of her genetic composition.
Linkage, yeah.
She had swiftly bilateral radical mastectomy, meaning both of her mammary glands were cut off. She also had it redone. Doctor will have the right phrase. And she subsequently is regarded as one of the most beautiful women in the world. The point that I would like to bring out there is that she did what she needed to do to address cancer. In Nigeria of ours, our Nigeria, we need to do necessary to deal with whatever is ailing us quickly so that we can live another chapter of our lives in good health.
Nipping it on the board.
Yes. Most of the time, because we are this religion or that religion, there is a word or two that people say, watch and pray. Most of the time we pray. We don't watch. It is not my portion. Well, if I have not done the diagnostic, how can I say that? definitively. And if it is not my portion and I've found out definitively it's not my portion, how about my brother? On a very personal level, I have lost people on my paternal side. I have lost people on my maternal side. That's on a very personal level. What can we do about it? We can now advocate that even the people that I am not related to by blood, if I can at least reach them and let them know that when these trucks are purchased and are in place, please go and get yourself diagnosed and cleared that you don't have any form of cancer. That is the least that I can do. Somebody can do more than myself. Please let them do it.
And if you say somebody can do more than yourself, are you talking about those philanthropists amidst us that should contribute to this cause? We want you to make it more specific.
The philanthropists amongst us, from the human perspective, should make, they're expected to. That is the reason why God blessed you with all these largesse. He did not bless you this thing so that you can just warehouse them. He blessed you so that this largesse can have utility value. And if you can touch somebody who is unable to do for self, that's why you have it, so that you can do for that person. And if you can do for that person, you are further enriched, more than you can even quantify. Those are the people whom I am directly appealing to. After I will have already appealed to the folks that when we get these trucks out here, do not hesitate to partake in what it's bringing to you, which is wholesome health.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adefolaju. Mr. Adefolaju talked about what I would call private sector participation, calling on the philanthropist, meaning we cannot leave it for the government alone. Dr. Aborisade, what would you say to this?
Yes.
Welcome development.
A public-private partnership initiative is the only way in which solution to cancer
and
as
cancer-related
issues in our environment, in our society, can actually be addressed. And that is the reason why I so much appreciate the gesture of the philanthropists that are coming together, and also encourage some other captains of industries to join hands with them. And even I encourage my professional colleagues to also render their service willingly in order to support the efforts of the philanthropists, because that is the only way in which the government or our nation can actually have a lasting solution. If government is to come in at all, it is the public-private partnership initiative that will take the lead. And where government comes in is just to formulate policies that will be able to sustain the program.
Thank you, Doctor. This takes me to another question. I know that some of our top government functionaries have died of even misdiagnosis and late diagnosis of cancer.
Yes.
The poor are dying, the rich are dying, the middle class dying. It doesn't
exclude
exactly any category.
It doesn't exclude. When we want to talk of misdiagnosis and late diagnosis, the two can exist
at the
same time in one person, such as the case of our late minister, Professor Dorakui. There was a misdiagnosis and late diagnosis. We also even have the wife of the present governor of Edo State, also died of cancer too. We have the former MD of GT, Adere Okun, died of leukemia. Leukemia is malignancy of the blood. That if it is diagnosed early, it can actually
be arrested.
But late diagnosis, there's no hope. And when we talk of this early diagnosis, our routine checkups,
Very important.
very important. And it varies with age. There are some routine checkups that someone below 40 will do. There are some that when you're above 40, because cancer, it deals with age and the sex of the person. There are some you find in younger age group. There are some you find in older age group. So when you go for your routine checkups, there are some investigations that you'll be subject to do. Like for when you talk of a female, that a female supposed to have a routine pap smear to screen for cancer of the cervix at least once every 3 years.
And mammogram?
Mammogram to screen for cancer of the breast. You can also do that at least once every 2 or 3 years. So these are things, and for a man, constant routine checking of the PSA to screen for cancer of the cervix, that's prostatic specific antigen, is important.
Well, viewers, we'll take a short break, and we're still looking at the disease called cancer and what we need to do, how we can help you help ourselves in ensuring that we provide the facilities, at least the mobile diagnostic centers for you and I, your friend down the road, your neighbor behind your house, to avail the opportunity to be able to get tested. I'll be back in a few seconds. You're welcome back, viewers, and we're still looking at the disease called cancer. Mr. Adefolaju, as a culturally compliant Nigerian, could you tell us if culture or our beliefs play any role in the issue of attending to cases of cancer, either going for test or early detection or even in the treatment? Does our culture play any role?
A couple of factors. Yes, our culture does, and poverty also does. The prism from which you view your state is predicated on your culture and your finances. In this instance, a lot of our people are very poor. And those of us that are not poor, we have cultural hitches that does not allow us to call a spade a shovel. We call it every other thing but what it is. And that ends up affecting us mentally. When somebody has a disease process like cancer, you have been diagnosed as stage 1. The better thing to do, the good doctor will tell you, is to now seek the treatment modality, not say to yourself that it is not my portion. Well, you can do a retest. In fact, you can do several retests to be definite about it. But it is only when it is ruled out that it is not your portion. If it is ruled
Through
in,
medical results.
yes, you will pray, you will watch, you will do the test, and then you are ruled out. Then you can go for Thanksgiving that you escaped and it is not your portion. If you have not been medically ruled out, that is very much like us. And we need to change. We need to change. We need to be progressive about it. We need to say, okay, this is a state or situation I found myself in. What do I do, doctor? Then the doctor will tell you, do 1, 2, 3, 4. Promptly do the 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do the 1, 2, 3, 4, the advocacy is for us to also provide psychotherapy, because it is very difficult for anybody's mammary gland to be in jeopardy and you will be in a state of disequilibrium. If you're a female, you're going to lose your hair from chemo. If you're a male, you don't know what they're going to do with your gonads. we have all defined ourselves by all of these mammary glands, and suddenly you're about to lose them. And the doctor is going to tell you in the coldest fashion what he or she needs to do. Well, if we have also, alongside with the team of medical practitioners, psychotherapists, that's going to tell you, yes, you're going to have mastectomy, you're going to have radical mastectomy, lumpectomy. But whilst this is about to happen, we're here for you. Yes, we need to cauterize this, we need to cut this off, we need to dissect this. We're here for you. Because your self-image has been assaulted by this disease process. So,
and self-esteem.
And self-esteem. We, besides medication, besides surgery, besides the diagnostics, we also have to be cognizant of the patient's state of mind and the patient's family state of mind. There is a lot of collateral damage when you are diagnosed with this disease process. It's not only one person that it affects. It affects a husband, wives, children. It affects businesses. It affects your employers, your employees. So many people are affected. That is the reason why somebody, and that's us, by providing psychotherapy, have to provide the arms that will be wrapped around you to help you through these very tough times.
So we must embrace one another,
yes,
even when we get a few that been diagnosed.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adefolaju. Doctor, as a medical practitioner, could you tell us more about what you think we need to know in this area of cancer? Prevention, getting to get tested, treatment and all. I know it's very, very comprehensive.
Yes. Thank you very much. The prevention, the first prevention in cancer, as we have been saying, is routine checkup. That's the first prevention. It's the routine checkup that will lead to early diagnosis. That's the first prevention. And another thing is our lifestyle. When you're talking of prevention, our lifestyle. We all know, because in the etiology, that's the cause of cancer, we have genetic predisposition, and we have environmental factors. So our lifestyle matters a lot when we're talking of environmental factors. Someone that smokes, for example, definitely is likely to be prone
to lung cancer.
To cancer of the lungs. There's some hacks that people engaged in that makes you to be prone to cancer. For example, in a woman that repeatedly takes contraceptive pills, for example, will likely have hormonal imbalances, will likely have lump in her breast. Lump can transform, mutation can happen, become cancer of the breast. But mind you, cancer of the breast is not limited to only female alone.
Even men?
Men to have cancer of the
breast.
So that's why I was talking of the tumor markers to serve as one of our routine diagnoses that we should be checking yearly or every 6 months. So if you not talk of the treatments now, there are different treatment modalities, as we have rightly said. The treatment modalities depends on the stage of the cancer itself, and that's why early diagnosis matters. If you catch a cancer at stage 1 or stage 2, the life expectancy is higher. But if you're getting it at stage 3, B. We used to subdivide it A, B, or stage 4. It's an hopeless situation. It's going to be a palliative treatment. But
that will be the late stages.
Yeah, that's the late stages, palliative, because all what you just be doing is just to try and see how you can help the person to live a kind of quality life. Take the person out of pain, you understand, nutrition, and also psychotherapy. But when it is diagnosed early, surgery has a very good part. In the case of breast cancer, for example, if it's diagnosed early, you can have mastectomy. Mastectomy, it could be a total mastectomy, whereby you take away the breast tissue and some other fascia in the anterior chest wall.
We have some visuals.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you have, there's some, again, that you could have what you call radical mastectomy, whereby the breast tissue, the fascia, and the lymph nodes are being taken away. In the case of cancer of the uterus, when it's discovered early, you can have a total hysterectomy, abdominal hysterectomy, whereby the uterus is taken away completely.
And there is nothing to be ashamed.
There's nothing to, I mean, nobody will know in that case. But in the case of breasts, there are prostheses, I mean, there are reconstructive surgery. They reconstruct another breast for the person, and you carry it for a very long time.
And your life matters anyway.
Yes. So the early diagnosis also determines the outcome of the treatment.
Thank you very much, Doctor. A parting shot, Mr. Adefolaju, to every Nigerian watching us. We're saying that we shouldn't leave it for the government alone to do. Cancer cuts across. And your parting word to Nigerians.
This is a long journey, but we, through various medium,
we have started the journey.
We're sure-footed. It's going to take more than just having these diagnostic centers. We also have to revive our pharmaceutical industry. But before we revive our pharmaceutical industry, that's where the government comes in. Bulk purchasing of cancer-treating drugs. The government will help us negotiate with external manufacturers. We may have to buy patents to some of these drugs so that we can manufacture them in Nigeria. Until and unless we get to the point where the cost of these drugs are affordable, that disease process will continue to kill our loved ones. So we have to look at the cost of drug purchases. We have to look at how fast we do research and we bring it to the market for it to be effective. For too long, we have done researches and we have been awarded PhDs and any other degree that we have sought after. The knowledge gained has been gathering dust. We now have to be dynamic enough to let them materialize so that it can have the necessary positive effect on our people. My rounding shot is all hands have to be on deck. We all have to put our hands on the plow and we must not look back. We must continue to forge ahead.
Dr. Aborisade, your parting word.
It's a very good initiative for the philanthropists, well-spirited Nigerians to have come together, because this is a form of public-private partnership initiative, which we want everybody, the captains of industry, to key into, and also for the government to provide policies that will help to sustain the mission of this initiative. And also, well, I know there's going to be lights at the head of the tunnel. Since the present government have been voted in for change, I think this is also a change, a very big change to also a very critical health issue in our country.
Thank you, Doctor. Well, viewers, this is where we call it a day on your program Towards a Greater Nigeria. We started looking at this cankerworm called cancer about 2 weeks ago, and we're happy to say that some well-spirited philanthropists, individuals like you and I, put heads together to see how they can help the government, help ourselves, help the society, help the Nigerian nation to combat the issue of cancer, because a lot of our people have died of cancer and they're still dying. So wherever you are, you should be asking us, what can you do to contribute into this very, very noble venture? Because it could be your next door neighbor tomorrow. It could be anybody. It's a respecter of nobody. And for you that want to be following us, you can follow us on YouTube or on our website, www.towardsagreaternigeria.org. And for those of you that tweet, it is TAG_Nigeria. And I'll be with you next week again on yet another interesting topic. Don't forget to join us then. Have a beautiful evening. Good evening.